What was your red pill moment? In my world, that's the question that we always ask. The red pill moment, the moment of awakening or realization, this moment of revelation, this profound shift in one's perspective and beliefs. 1999, Matrix, you remember this? Neo, the protagonist, was offered a red pill by Morpheus. And taking the red pill symbolizes a willingness to see and accept, read along with me, the harsh realities of the world, even if they are uncomfortable or challenging. In popular culture and online communities, the concept has been adopted to describe moments when individuals question mainstream narratives, challenge societal norms, and become aware of the information that prompts a significant change in their worldview and their psyche. And my question for you was, when was yours? Mine was very simple. Mine was on a Tuesday morning. 22 years ago. It was the 11th day of September. I was here in New York, and I will never, ever, 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 ever be able to explain to you how I changed my worldview, my politics, my sentience, my ability to grasp, my ability to appreciate, my skepticism, my reality, the brutality of reality. Comparing what I saw with what was reported, in the media. And at the time, the internet was the Wild West. It was the most beautiful and wonderful thing. These young kids today don't know what it's like. Do you remember how great it was? It was brutal. It was dangerous. It was fun. It was exciting. It was the Wild West. And I learned something then. I learned that there was this term that was used for people who tended to question the narrative that is presented. First time ever really, I heard the term, I'm a lawyer, I know the term, but a conspiracy theorist. I will never forget, and I was so not naive, I didn't understand, well, what's the big deal? I'm just asking a question. This is before COVID. This is before denial. This is before all of this stuff. Before Snopes and before Wikipedia and before everything. It was a Wild West. I think it was before Wikipedia. Anyway, and I remember one time I asked a question, and it was the most incredible thing in the world. And I asked a very simple point. Somebody showed me something. It was a crash site. And I asked the question. I'll never forget. I was on the air. And I asked the question because it was brand new to me, and I was still feeling the trauma and the effects and the incredible, the stultification, so to speak, the paralysis of having been in New York and still feeling this and still being able to smell this stuff in the air, being able to smell for years, not for years, I should say, but for months, there was this smell. Have you ever smelled when an electric motor kind of burns out? This was everywhere. Everywhere I went, it was the most incredible thing in the world. And here I am, I'm on the air and I'm trying to deal with people. And somebody showed me a picture or referred to something. And they said there was a crash. And I asked the question, and I'm looking at Google pictures. I didn't know the numbers. I didn't know places yet. It was still all fresh. And I said, where's the plane? Because that's what they were talking about. It was a very simple question. I said, I asked the question. And the person on the line, I'll never forget this, says, what are you getting at? I said, what? Beg your pardon? What are you getting at? I said, what am I getting at? I'm getting at nothing. I'm asking Do I have the right picture? Because I'm looking, I don't see what you're talking about. Maybe I'm mistaken. Maybe there's another site I should be. And we were off to the races. And I couldn't believe, I thought, I was so stupid. I thought, well, don't people want to know what I see and what I know? Don't people want to know what a New Yorker is here? And I've got so much access. Don't you want to know what I see? Don't you? No. And that was just part of it. And then there was this world where I realized how worthless the media were. I could tell you the number of people that I knew, the folks, the first responders, firemen, firefighters, ambulance. Oh, and the people who knew more, the welders, the crane operators. They had to bring in cranes from the biggest cranes in the world. And I knew some of these people. And I said, does anybody want to know? And we weren't into any kind of weird theories of causation or responsibility. Nothing. We were in shock. We were in shock living in this city with this smell and the constant reminders, and it was this sense of unity. Oh my God, it was so beautiful. It was so, you have no idea. I never felt America and in the city so. There were no more honkings of cars at green lights. And as you know, in New York, the definition of New York second is the difference between the light turning green and the guy behind you honking. It was the most, it was the most beautiful thing. I don't know what the hell that was. It was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. The most wonderful, wonderful moment. And I never was the same. And I could go into levels and areas, and I can go into details, and I'm not the same person. I am not the same person. I am not in any way. My politics changed. What I thought was my politics, my ability to grasp, my ability to appreciate the suspicious. And but it did set me up for what we're seeing right now, because what we are seeing right now is a precursor, because what is everybody trying to do? To shut speech down. Unless it's speech that is benign, anodyne, safe, non-confrontational, skeptical, you don't want it to be rebarbative, no riposts, no, nothing angry, just be careful. And it all started, everything right now, everything that we see became, it was like the Woodstock, the Watkins Glen, the Monterey Festival of this world we're living in right now. My red pill, that was it. It set me. It was like seeing that Howard Beale, you have meddled with the forces of nature, Mr. Beale. It was my moment. And it was to be in New York on that moment, in the news, among the media, and to realize how worthless these people were. When was yours? I'm going to leave it at that. When was your red pill moment? Tell me, describe it. What was it? How did it change you? What was your moment of enlightenment? What was it like? I ask you, dear friends. I ask you, what was your moment? Why? How have you changed? And was it for the better? Because red pill moments can be very, very good. Mine was good. Oh, I mean, it's terrible to think of a tragedy that started, but it was very, very good. And especially now when we're talking about Bin Laden and kids and TikTok and whatever, say, oh, no. You say 9/11, and even the sound of it, even the sound has permanently affected my autonomic response system. Thank you for watching, dear friends. Please like our video, subscribe to the channel, I ask you, and whatever you do, I beg, beseech, implore, and ask you and entreat you to comment as you see fit, and answer the question, when was your red pill moment?